I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane.
And we have special guest. You might remember him from way back in the show's infancy. Back from the desert. You made it, and you didn't die of heat stroke, so that's good.
And I'm kind of tan. I mean, you can't tell, but a little tan, you know.
Well, good for you. How was the wait, what do they call Vegas? Sin City?
Sin City.
Yeah, how was it, dude?
It was fun, dude.
Did you see that giant eyeball building thing?
Yes, and it's not just an eyeball. It's basketballs. It's fucking galaxy. It's like water with fish and shit. It's all kinds of shit.
That is cool.
Yeah, that was wild.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Had you been to Vegas before?
Never.
Ooh, okay.
Like driven through. It's so expensive there, dude. It's like the per diem. What they give you for per diem and like what you have to spend to eat is fucking ungodly.
Yeah.
It's
like
it's
they're
not even
giving you
close.
per diem based on like you just cooking for yourself, like sandwiches every day, or what?
Essentially.
Jesus.
Like when you look it up, it says that the per diem is based on the average cost of a meal, and I'm like, I've never seen a, like you can't. I didn't see a single meal that was less than $16-17.
Jesus.
You know, I guess you could eat at like fucking McDonald's and shit, but
Yeah. Well, fuck. Even then, it's still good. It's getting expensive to eat there anymore. I don't know.
yeah.
It's bitches.
But the hottest day was like 118. And then of course, you know, when you're standing in 118-degree weather, and then there's fucking 20 jets turning.
Yeah. Jet blast.
It felt
Yeah.
amazing.
I bet. Yeah, I was having some nostalgia flashbacks the other day because there's at where I work there's a big sign, and it's got it's for a brand of sunglasses, and it's a picture of a bay. So there's a big chunk of water, and then there's like way in the background there's some like little mountains of an island or something, but I just focus on the water because I'm like, oh, I've seen that before.
Right.
And so then I just start thinking about, you know, the deployment and thinking about how fucking hot it was, and, you know, telling some of the people I work with, like, yeah, it was this really cool time where we would go to work, and by the time we walked to the workshop, we'd have already sweat through the shirt we were wearing.
Yeah.
So you take that off, you'd have a different shirt in the room that you would wear, and since it was like, you know, kind of AC'd in the room in the shop, you would wear that shirt, and then when you would leave, you would put the sweaty shirt back on, and then you go do whatever the hell you had to do. Go up to the flight deck, you got jet engines shooting at you, and then, you know, and then you got your float coat and all that good fun stuff, and then, you know, it just gets hot.
Oh yeah, and then you're fully you got those leather gloves on.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and then if you got, you know, the shitty pants, like some of the pants just weren't good, like they were just hot, like the certain material, like some of them were good, like they were that I don't even know what that is, like a synthetic kind of material, but then if you got like the straight up jeans, it was like, ugh.
Yeah, and then you had to sew your fucking pockets shut.
Yeah, and then you didn't even get to put your hands in your pockets. Because apparently that's gonna save the jets from blowing up. Meanwhile, nobody else is doing it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah. It's definitely, you know, I don't miss the heat for sure. And it has given me a little bit of a luxury to go, well, I've experienced hotter temperatures. I mean, this isn't comfortable, but I at least know it's not as hot as, you know, the most hot I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
Where you literally go breathe in and you can just tell there's a drastic difference in temperature between the air inside and outside of your mouth, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're breathing in like the hottest air.
It would be,
ugh.
it would be terrible, man. You'd be up on the flight deck, sweating or whatever, and then for us, you'd go downstairs and go to one of the eye level shops, and they have it.
Oh, yeah.
It's 50 degrees in there, so you're
Yeah.
like, you walk in and you're steaming.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're wearing jackets, like fucking bundled up. I'm like, fuck
Yeah. Yeah, those dudes had it rough. Or like the dudes in like the chemical storage rooms. Like there was that one where you'd go check out like any kind of chemicals, and they had that vent that sat right above their desk, so they're always in a coat. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. Like, I hate you. I hate you so much.
Oh man,
dude, I was when we were driving around, I saw a guy. So at some restaurants they have an exterior freezer for like whatever random. Usually it's for like booze storage, like they put their kegs out there and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I saw a guy leaving one the other day, and he was just steaming, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I realized that he wasn't just hotboxing that little building. It was just, he had been in there so long, he was chilled, and then he goes out into 90-degree weather, and it just looked like he became a mutant or something. I don't know, but
like those people from Iron Man 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really hot, and it's been super cool, like in terms of how hot it is, because there's like plants that have been notorious for like surviving in extreme heat dying in Arizona because it's too hot. So there's I found a story about some cacti that are proceeding to decompose because it's too hot in Arizona for these things that are synonymous with desert and heat.
Yeah, you know what we should really talk about before we start telling stories?
Oh, shit. The hottest people we know.
The hottest people. They're hotter than a parked car in Las Vegas, you know what I'm saying?
That's right, baby.
We want to thank Adam Pacino, Tony Burgess, Mark Stadler, Kylie Gangwish, Colby Jordan, Chantel, Colton Zamersla, TJ Jonak, Jeremy Brazzers, fuck it, and then Boney M.
That was a fun little moment that you just had where you're like, I don't know if fuck it, I'm gonna say it right, and then you're like, I can't say it right, I'll just go back. It's too easy.
It doesn't look, when I look at his name, it doesn't look like Brazil.
Well, it's not a real name, it's just completely made up. It's one of those names that you look at and you're like, somebody was just fucking around. We're like, I'm gonna make a silly name. Like, I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but there's got to be at least one.
We're gonna spell Brazil, but different.
Yeah, we're cool. We're
Too many
fancy.
letters.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, these fucking
Cactuses
are melting, essentially, in the desert.
Holy shit.
So yeah, it's not that hot, but it's hot. And I'm sure there's no consequence that will, happen from all of this, but it's all just a hoax, you know what I mean? It's a bunch of bullshit. I saw a thing the other day. It was there's a man-made reef of coral that they had installed, kind of, that we're trying to grow, I guess, in Florida, and it's got a real high mortality rate for coral because it's too warm.
Oh damn.
In the ocean. So that's probably also good, but whatever.
Dude, look,
we'll just adapt. We'll just start eating what's something that can survive. We'll just eat that bacteria at the bottom of the ocean,
that hangs out next to the vents.
Yeah.
I mean, it
That's
works.
what I'm thinking.
I'm just excited for whenever the ice caps finally melt and I can get some, beachfront property.
Yeah.
Wherever I want to be.
In the middle of Georgia. In the fucking Appalachian Mountains. God damn it.
Dude.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, have you been seeing anybody, I'm sure you have, talking about this dude that's been talking to Congress lately about aliens?
No.
You haven't seen any of this?
No. I keep seeing the meme that the government said that aliens are real and no one cares.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They didn't. There's this guy who's essentially, I don't even know what the fuck he's doing. He's not testifying, but he's being interviewed by, like, at a congressional, hearing, I guess. And
Okay.
they're asking him questions about UFOs because that's, that's important shit that we got going on right now.
Yeah.
And this guy's talking about people who he's talked to who have told him about things, or people that he's talked to that have told him about people they've talked to that have seen things. So really it's just any of us, because I've talked to people who have told me that they've seen stuff. I'm sure you've talked to somebody that said they've talked to somebody that's seen, like, that's not a confirmation. And the amount of people who I've seen sharing, like, I get it, it's a meme and it's supposed to be like just a little jokey joke, but then you get people who are like, I fucking knew it, dude. And it's like, and the government's saying it and nobody cares. And it's like, that's not what's happening. Nobody's saying anything except for this guy's just telling stories at this point. Like, I don't know. I could tell you a bunch of stories from what people have told me about UFOs. That doesn't mean that it's 100% true. It's just a guy telling shit,
Aliens are definitely real, Levi. Stop it.
Well, I'm not saying they're not, but I'm just saying I don't think that people, there's not been any one cohesive, like, government entity that's been like, yep, they're real. It's always this, like, weird one guy talking about something, and then he tells somebody else, and then they share it on, or, like, they go on Joe Rogan or something like that, and then people are talking about it. It's like, it's been confirmed. Like, no. First of all, that's not how fucking anything's ever worked ever. Second of all, even when the government does confirm shit, you don't like it, because you're like, well, why would they tell us the truth? So it's really just this weird game of mental hot potato.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You're right, though. Because I had this conversation with somebody. I seen that meme and I was like, oh, I guess someone said aliens are real, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I feel like with what you just said, I feel like people are just like, well, if the government's saying they're real, then it's probably a misdirection.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the other side of it that I've been seeing people say. Yeah. They're like, oh, well, what are they hiding then?
Yeah.
And
if
I
they're willing to tell us that. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw somebody, because I had that story last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. One of the episodes that you weren't here for with the cocaine at the White House. And they were like, oh, the government's talking about aliens because they don't want us to know that Joe Biden's son had cocaine at the White House. And it's like, well, first of all, nobody'd be surprised if he had cocaine at the White House. So probably not. And also, that seems like a really big distraction for something so not that important, like, in the grand scheme of things. Like, the guy we have video of smoking crack, we're gonna have we're gonna say aliens are real to distract people from him doing other drugs. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't. So there's something interesting going on for sure.
I also just don't understand why it's so surprising that anyone would have drugs, like, in the White House. Why is that surprising? Like,
yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, that like, it probably honestly is 100% somebody who just works there. Like,
right. Like,
I don't know, and especially in this day and age, everybody's got some kind of drug.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who have never ever done drugs once, but
yeah,
they've got to be very few and far between.
Right.
I would say that, let's say 90% of the population has probably done drugs at some point. So I don't think it shouldn't be surprising that there was cocaine in the White House. I don't know.
No.
I think if we were going to use aliens to cover something up, it would be, I don't know, fucking Joe Biden is actually an alien. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that would come out.
we're
and they
gonna
would go,
tell
actually,
you.
wait. The aliens exist, not him though. You know.
Yeah. If you thought it was him, you're wrong, because it's actually that guy over there, and it's. So stop looking over here because it's over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The old misdirection. I don't know. It is kind of, I don't know, symptomatic of how people think now, like, where it's 100% like, oh, if you don't agree with this one conspiracy theory, you're just a bootlicking government lover. Like, you trust the government with everything. It's like, maybe I just think that what you're saying is stupid, and that I don't agree with that specific thing. Like, sure, they're probably distracting us from something, but it's probably just them, you know, spending money on inappropriate stuff like it always is. Like,
Yeah, like cocaine.
yeah. Had to overpay. How much? If the government overpays for everything, like, you know, they overpay for the drugs they get. So, like, cost inflation of the drugs that government officials use, it's got to be high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm glad we figured this out. Rest of the case, guys. It's we're fucking, you know, we're solving the world's mysteries right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude. Okay. So here's a mystery that I want solved. Is why the fuck there's so many people that are just going missing that, like, okay, I had a story. I don't remember if it was a story I just put on the docket, or I ended up actually talking about it. But this lady faked her disappearance, and then they found her because she wasn't actually missing. And yeah, so now she's getting charged, obviously, with falsifying and being in connection with a hoax. But it's only 2 misdemeanors, which she was kidnapped allegedly for 49 hours. And at that point, after that, that's when, like, people start getting into, like, you know, big searches, right?
Yeah.
So if you're having police, everybody look for you, how would it not be more than a misdemeanor? You know what I mean? Because I feel like it starts to get into the point where you're, like, costing a lot of money for stuff.
Yeah. Like the funds that were wasted looking for you when you weren't missing.
Yeah. Which is dumb. And the 2 charges that she's got, punishable by up to a year in jail and a $6,000 fine. I don't know. It's a mystery that I'd like to solve. You know what I mean?
That is crazy because at least in Georgia, if you steal $500 or more, that's a felony.
Yeah.
So if they spent that much trying to find her, why is it not a felony?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I don't get it.
Like wasted man hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know.
So her story was that she saw a toddler walking around on the interstate in a diaper, and then she was abducted after this, and it forced into a semi-truck, an 18-wheeler, and yeah, and then assaulted by this man and a woman, which is, it's a very specific kind of thing, but I guess you don't want to be vague with the details if you're trying to lie about it. But I don't know, it seems like a shitty movie almost, you know what I mean? There's a baby.
Definitely.
And I got distracted, and now I'm in a semi. Like, what the fuck is happening? Maybe this has happened in real life, but I don't know.
I feel like it's on the interstate being forced into an 18-wheeler. Someone would have had to have seen it. You know what I mean, if it was real, because it's not easy to get in an 18-wheeler by yourself.
Yeah.
So forcing another grown person into the truck,
right,
seems like it would take some work.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like the unbelievable part to me. Like, cool, yeah, there's probably a baby wandering around the road. I can believe that. Yeah. I can believe that a couple abducts people and does bad things to them. But getting forced into a semi-truck is just like another level of difficult.
So I think, this is why it reminded me of, I'm pretty sure I talked about it, but maybe I didn't. she had Googled on her phone,
Oh no.
yeah, things about Amber Alerts, and then how to take how to take money from a register without getting caught, and then also about the movie Taken with Liam Neeson, which is all very, very specific. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, her parents even went on the NBC show Today and talked about her being abducted. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, kind of weird. I don't know. How do you feel about Elon's rebranding of Twitter? You got any harsh feelings about it?
No, it just seems pointless.
Yeah.
Like,
We're gonna take this recognizable brand that has been built and solidified as this specific thing, and
yeah,
I'm gonna change it. And not only am I gonna change it, but I'm gonna change it to the letter X, which I think I made the comment last week about how it was like very edgy teen kind of idea.
Yeah.
The X company, okay? Like, you understand, it's very deep and I don't know. It seems very silly. And then also, so obviously took off the bird logo, but there's like trying to figure out what they're gonna call the messages, the posts that you make on Twitter, because they were tweets, right? So they were like, what are we gonna fucking call this thing? Are we gonna call it Zeets? Like, and now they're just posts, which is lame. Like, why all this hoopla about changing the name and everything if you just wanted to, I don't know. And go ahead.
I have a theory.
Okay.
All right. I have a theory that Elon Musk is working with Mark Zuckerberg, because before Elon bought Twitter, he was super openly against Twitter, and he was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it so much better, blah blah blah. I think he's slowly trying to drive it into the ground
Yeah.
because he just hates Twitter in general.
Like a very like Emperor Nero kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's Nero. I don't know. They're one of them. Either him or Caligula. One of the two was raised by a person outside of Roman political standing who fucking hated Rome. I think it is Nero, because there's that thing like Nero played the lyre while, or the lute while Rome burned, but like that's like a mythologized version of what happened. But
Okay.
he was raised by people who fucking hated Rome, and then he ends up becoming the emperor and then proceeding to just fuck everything up. And then people are like, did he do that on purpose because he was raised by somebody who hated Rome, or was he just that incompetent, like, and just that self-absorbed where he couldn't make an actual decision to benefit the country, or
Yeah.
the empire, or whatever.
Because like now, isn't he also forcing people? At first, the blue check mark was optional, and now he's forcing people to pay for the blue check mark if you want to, like, post or shit. Like, I don't know.
Well,
like, there was something about it.
For a little bit, I don't know if it has balanced out or not, but Twitter did have a multi-year agreement with Google for space on, like, what do they call it? Where you're like,
Oh, like the cloud.
well, not the cloud specifically, but like where they hold all the information, all like the towers, of, like, what? What's the
Servers?
Yeah. Servers for storage for all the data and everything that Twitter. And Elon's like, well, I'm not paying that. That's an expensive bill. And so Google's like, all right, well, you don't get to use the fucking servers anymore.
Yeah.
So it was limiting so much of what Twitter was. And the fact that, like, every BuzzFeed article features 7,000, like, embedded tweets from the website, like, that costs space on the server. So you have, like, not just Twitter using all this data, but then you have all these other, like, websites and articles and everything sucking data because they're sharing things from, from Twitter itself. And so he was limiting traffic from unpaid accounts, because he's like, listen, I gotta fucking make some money to buy servers or, pay for it, whatever. And then also B, if you are a paying member, you should be, given some kind of privilege at that time. So not limiting your shit is one of the benefits. I don't know if it's still like that or not, but it is a very funny, couple day turmoil for this company that he spent, $44 million or $1 billion buying.
God damn.
Yeah, it's kind of been just a shit show to watch. I don't know. Like, I don't even know what is going to happen, like, if it's actually going to go the distance, but his plan of attack as it is right now, he wants Twitter, he wants to use Twitter to turn it into this, like, seminal hub for all things. Like, you can do banking and all this different, like, he wants to make it a one-stop shop for all of your needs, and it's like, well, first of all, that's a monopoly. That's not good. Like, I don't like that just from a competition standpoint, especially when there's people who are like, hey man, we don't like this, we're gonna go use this website, and then you limit the search ability for that website on your website. So you're not even like playing fair to begin with, but you're you're forcing people into this situation. I don't know. It seems very weird and dystopian-esque. So
I'm telling you, dude, he is slowly but surely just running it into the ground.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna talk about how he ran the company like very incompetently, like the way you're talking about Nero did with the dude. I'm telling you, that's what he's doing. And he's playing stupid, but really he's just like, fuck this company. I own them and I can destroy them.
All right. Well, what do you have to say about the secret team in Tesla that was responsible for suppressing thousands of driving range complaints? Right?
Nice.
Not good. So, as you may know, there's a specific range that a lot of the premier electric cars get, right? So, for certain Teslas, specifically the Model 3, they were like, hey, you can get this much based on, how old it is, if it's used, whatever. And there's people who are like, hey, I'm not getting your advertised range, even with, like, what your company estimates. And so you can submit it to Tesla for a review, driving range review, complaint, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there's a whole fucking sector of the company that is specifically created to divert and quell these kind of complaints, so that people don't know that some of these vehicles are getting half of what they're supposed to be getting. So for like a used Model 3, in this example listed in this article, they estimated 353 miles on a fully charged battery.
Right.
This guy got half of that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and then even less so in, inclement weather, different things that would cause that.
Yeah.
That to shrink or expand, whatever. But, so it's been found out that there's just a department in this company that's like, we're just gonna keep that stuff quiet. And, weird that that this would come from a different company that Elon Musk is, I think he might just be incompetent. But, there's that saying where you can't contribute malice to incompetence or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I think he just sucks. He's just bad. And, like, all of his ideas aren't even his, like, it's not like he founded Tesla or founded SpaceX or founded PayPal or anything like that. He's just been a part of these places. And I think he's getting more and more egotistical as he gets,
richer.
As he gets more money. So he's thinking his ideas are going to just keep getting better and better, when really there's just less people keeping him in check, because they just want to ride the coattails into the sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
So we'll see.
While we're talking about it, you know who you really want to make richer? Us. if you're watching this or listening to it, stop right now and click that like button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'll like and subscribe. Buy some merch. I'm not wearing the T-shirt right now, but
Every
it's in the wash.
every time you hit the like button, Levi saves a kitten.
Yeah.
So if you hate kittens, don't hit the like button.
Yeah. That's right.
The link's in the description, and if you don't know what it is, it's linktree/walkpod. That's
It's on the screen
WOKPOD.
somewhere.
It's definitely on the screen somewhere. Or if you're
Yeah.
listening, it's just in the description of the show.
Yeah. Hey. seamless mid-roll that nobody saw coming. Well, let's see. I have a couple different other stories. Which one would you like? Dead children or
Ooh.
old cold case?
Old cold case.
Okay. So, there has been a lead in a cold case murder of well, I guess this one technically has both. It's an 8-year-old kid that was killed in 1975.
You're the worst.
Tricked him. In Delaware, right? In Delaware County, aka Delco, is what the locals call it, apparently. I don't know that they call it that, but that's what it's listed as sometimes in this story, so I'm assuming it has to be. Anyway, they've arrested a retired pastor.
Of course.
Yeah. So, anyway, they arrested this dude for his alleged role in the this 8-year-old kid's disappearance and slaying that took place, 50 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I talked about a different cold case murder the other day that they found. There was they tracked this dude through DNA from pizza and his wife's hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and I don't know how they got this former pastor, but I don't know. Apparently, so the kid killed was a little girl.
Yeah.
And I guess as she was walking to and fro in this small town, she was walking to Bible camp. Great. And then this guy picked her up, offered her a ride, and never seen again alive. So pretty great. And she was killed by blunt force trauma, and they estimate that he just used his fist, which is pretty aggressive.
Really?
Yeah. Usually it's like a hammer or big object. This guy's just like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna punch this kid to death, which
Like, I get it, dude. 8-year-olds
Yeah.
are fucking annoying, but that's a lot of force, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't thought about hitting a kid before? But like,
yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah. And man, I've never really, you don't really see that when it's like, oh, their head's been caved in because there's a rock next to their dead body, or a hammer or something like that. But to
Right.
just use your fucking hands that's a different kind of evil, I feel like.
She talked way too much in church. He'd had enough.
Jesus Christ. She was probably screaming for help too much, Fuck. This guy. And I also saw, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but there's like an internet mystery for a while. There was these two girls who ended up going missing, and the last video that they took on either a camera that they had or their cell phone, there was this guy walking around in the background, and they ended up finding a guy who they're like, that's fucking him. So a lot of cold cases getting solved lately, which I'm a fan of. I like conclusions. I like things to get wrapped up real neatly, but yeah. Then you hear about these stories like this one that I never heard before. This dude's beating 8-year-olds to death.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. That's
right. Sinead O'Connor died the other day. Famous singer, Nothing Compares to You. Also infamously tore up the Pope's picture on SNL. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, she died at 56. And
Yeah,
we
she
had
was still
talked
pretty
about
young.
her Yeah, we had talked about her not that long ago because her son had died, and then she was in the hospital right after. So, yeah, because I think her son committed suicide, I believe, and yeah, right.
When it rains, it pours, huh?
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so she recently passed, and then I just literally found this out today. I guess the dude who played Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, died. How crazy is that? That literally just happened.
Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He died?
Yeah. I guess he
Damn,
had cancer. So
That's wild.
yeah.
I mean, I know everyone remembers him for Pee Wee Herman, but I always just remember him from Blow, you know?
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna say something else, but yeah.
When he beat off in the movie theater. Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
too.
that, and then he also got what else? He did something. They found like child porn on his computer or something like that. Yeah. So not exactly the most like the best role model, but definitely like I do remember him in Blow. That was a really funny role that he was in too, because he was like the hairdresser, right? That
Yeah.
just started helping him sell drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that scene where Johnny Depp, Paul Rubens, and Bobcat Goldthwait are testing the purity of the cocaine by melting it off, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he just keeps like saying the higher and higher temperatures and shit. Like I think it was Bobcat Goldthwait's stand-up. One of his stand-ups, he talked about that scene, and that was when I found out that was Pee Wee Herman. I didn't know it until then, and I was like, whoa, that's the same fucking guy? That's wild.
That is nuts.
Yeah. But you gotta be some kind of weirdo to play a character like Pee Wee Herman. That guy's out of control.
Yeah.
He can't be normal to be that dude. Yeah.
Dude, how much would you pay for a dog costume?
A dog costume?
Yeah, a dog costume.
Like, probably none. I don't think I ever want to be
Fine. Gun to your
the
head.
kind of person. Okay.
Someone's like, how much are you paying for a dog costume?
They're like, how much do you think this costume's worth? Is it like is it a good quality? Like, does it look like a dog?
It looks real, yeah. If
Is
you
it
put
made
it
out
on,
of real dog?
It might be made out of real dog. I don't think it is, but it might be, you know.
I don't know, like $10,000 maybe.
Nice. It doesn't give the guy's name. It just says a private citizen, but he's a Japanese native. Apparently, he's transformed himself into a canine after forking out $14,000 for a collie costume.
What the fuck?
And
he wanted to be Lassie, huh? All right.
And he goes by, apparently on YouTube, he goes by the name Toko, T-O-C-O, where he wears this costume on his channel.
Jesus.
I guess in the videos you can see him in the costume where he frolics on the lawn, rolls on the floor, and plays fetch. But the costume is fucking creepy. It looks like what you'd imagine if you paid a really high price for a realistic stuffed collie. You know what I mean? Like it looks.
Jesus.
It looks real, and you can't tell. I can't tell from the pictures that there's a person in this costume. It just looks like a dog. It's fucking yeah. But I guess
whoa, that's fucking weird. Oh, don't like that at all. Why? Holy shit.
But I guess he said that this helped him actualize his dream of becoming an animal.
You know, here's the thing. What the fuck?
You know, as Tom
Segura
said.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
As Tom Segura said, you know, like, I don't want to die, but I think we've had enough days, so it's time to fucking check out. You know?
Yeah, no shit. I don't get it. Like, there's a point where, first of all, it is unsettling. Like, this dog, like, if you know what the Uncanny Valley is, this dog is right in that spot of Uncanny Valley of, like, it, if I take my glasses off, it definitely looks like it is a dog. but the closer you look at it, the more creepy it gets. And as a former child
Furry.
who lived in my imagination for way too often, never once had it ever occurred to me to go, I wish I could just dress up like a dog and pretend to be one. I don't get it. This is the disconnect I have with the furry community. I don't understand, man. I don't get it. And I just don't. I don't know. It's
See,
like
I don't understand furries either. But like the ears, whatever. The butt plug tails, fine. You know, like
I can be sold on that. Okay, I don't. We can have a conversation, but this is too far.
it's too much. Yeah.
The ears, whatever. There's a girl at the gym that I work at. Her headphones have ears on them.
Of course they do.
She seems like she'd be cool. Haven't noticed a tail though, but I don't know that I'd work out with one in if I had one. You know what I mean? Now, if a guy walked in looking like this collie that I'm seeing right before me, we'd have problems, I think.
I'd be scared.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're capable of at that point. If you're gonna just go full dog on me, I don't know what to do. How big is this thing? Is he, like, how is he standing? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna have to like look at the videos to really see.
Yeah, I want to watch like a time lapse of him like getting into the costume to see. Oh well, here's one with a person next to him. I don't know. That's collie size.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the fuck? How tiny is this guy?
He's a Japanese dude, so he's probably not that big.
Yeah, he's just a little fella. Oh my god, there's a fucking picture of him in this costume and this lady that is with him. And then there's people with real dogs just walking around. What the fuck? Does he smell their asses? I don't know.
I really hope not.
Yeah.
That's a little too far. Like, it's far in general. Like, he's already far.
Yeah. This might be bold to say, but I feel like if you're spending your time dressing up as a dog, making it other people's problem, it's too far. You need to just hang out at home for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, play in your own backyard.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Oh my god, I can't.
Yeah. Well.
Let's go to the billboard.
Okay. Yeah. Need a nice palate cleanser for. I don't even know. I don't have any words for that. It's just a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Oh man! All right, this week at number 1 we got "Speak Now," Taylor's version by Taylor Swift.
Shit, yeah.
Of course. At number 2 we got "One Thing at a Time" by Morgan Wallen. That's what I'm talking about, dude. You know, just are killing it. At number 3 we got "Genesis" by Peso Pluma. All right. Number 4, "Midnights" with Taylor Swift. God damn it, Taylor. Number 5, "Dangerous" double album, Morgan Wallen. There we go. Dude, she's out here. Dude, who is she? Dude, okay. Number 6, "Lover," Taylor Swift. And that's not even the last one.
Yeah.
Number 7, "SOS" by SZA. "Pink Tape" by Lil Uzi Vert. Oh, my bad, Lil Uzi Vert. There we go.
Lil.
We got "A Gift and a Curse" by Gunna. And then at number 10, "Folklore," Taylor Swift. This is fucking insane.
I saw a thing the other day that said that Taylor Swift is like, they compared her to the Grateful Dead. Like she's our generation's Grateful Dead.
That's upsetting.
I thought that was hilarious. Like just because of how like, you know, intense her fans are for like going to concerts, like following her on tour and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's another one that I couldn't remember, a different comparison. They were like, no, she's more like this, and I can't remember what that other band was, but it made me laugh. I know that.
Right, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's gonna be. Oh, never mind. She was just in Seattle. You just missed her.
I just missed her, unfortunately. Yeah. Dang it.
Sorry about it. Gosh, I bet you're real upset about that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank our friends, the Touch in Denver podcast, the No New Friends podcast, Kicking It with the Kellys in the Remedy Room. Also, you should check out the Remedial Scholar.
Oh shit.
That's a new podcast coming out by your old Ginger Jesus right here.
The fucking best hair in the game, baby.
It is glorious. I'm a little jealous that I have to keep cutting my hair off. Yeah, links are all around you. Follow them, like us, subscribe, leave comments, help us out. Help us.
Do
help
it
you.
for the Vine.
Dude, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Throwback, what's up?
Oh man. All right.
That's it.
That's it, dude.
I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.